Okay, now live. So a pleasant good morning to all of us who are gathered here at the mini conference room of DPWH Cotabato 3rd District Engineering Office, of which we will be holding a pre-bid conference this morning for the two projects, water supply projects. Before anything else, we would like to acknowledge the presence, of course, of our back members who are also attending through video conferencing in the person of Engineer Hamza Impoloto, the back chairman. We have also, I'll be presiding over for this. I am Susan G. Iramis, the back vice chair. And then we have the members of the back in the person under who is also in video conferencing. Engineer Fahad is Mangora, a regular member. Then we have also Engineer Michael Joan A. Ines, also a regular member. We have Engineer Nasser A. Darandas, who is a provisional member, a representative of all types of goods. And then we have for the Sir Alex Igaran of the Procurement Unit with his staff. And for the TWG, I will no longer mention all of them because there's part of them are these members of the Secretariat. And then I have also to mention the back TWG present this morning. We'd like to acknowledge Engineer Kelvin Catalan, who is the head of the TWG. Then we have Sir Joel B. Collado. Then Ma'am Arian Macy Apolonio, si Kent Ray F. Aduca. We have Sir Mansour Zap B. Faisal, and Ma'am Christine B. Dumaya. Okay, so you are all acknowledged. For the back secretariat, I'd like to acknowledge Ma'am Suzette E. Tabora, and as well as Ma'am Nida Del Norte. And then we have also the presence of our energetic and the source of the data as well. Our engineers from the Planning and Design section, Engineer Emir Suley and Engineer Kams Latif. Then we have also na-acknowledge ko na si Sir Al Manolundong. Aynon Manolundong, sir. Okay. Ma'am Yen also from the procurement at saka si Sir Gibbs also from the procurement. And we have two from the IT, Sir Erwin and his company. This is his staff. We have also observers. I'd like to acknowledge from the AJNA construction firm. They are no other than Sir Abdul Aziz and Datu Minail Amil Hazan. Okay. So today is October 25, 2024. And we are about to have these two contract ID projects, water supply projects, 24 GMI 0099, with the contract name. This is a civil work project under CIWA 2024. This is the construction of water system level 2 at BRGY KAYAGA, KABACAN, Cotabato, with an ABC of 9,950,000 pesos. With a contract calendar days of 150. Then we have also 24 GMI 00100. Still the construction of water system level 2 located at Barangay NANGA-AN in KABACAN, Cotabato with an ABC of 9,950,000 pesos. Also with a total calendar days of 150. So, shall we hear from the Planning and Design section the details of project ID number 1, sir? Sir Kams.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. Good morning. We have here two project of construction of water system. First is the construction of water system level 2 at KAYAGA, KABACAN, North Cotabato. Project description: complete construction of level 2 water system, 1 unit of submersible multi-stage deep well pump, including wirings, electrical wirings, and control all necessary accessories, and 1 unit of 20,000 liter capacity still water tank on top of 10-meter water tower. 1 unit of powerhouse, dimension 5 meter by 4 meter by 3.74, 12 units of top stand on with two DI faucet each top stand. Appropriation of 10 million with a total calendar days of 150 50 days. Construction of field office for engineer, permit and clearance, project billboard of 4 occupational safety and program, mobilization and demobilization, structural excavation with 77.57 cubic meter, embankment from structure excavation with 275.95 cubic meter, gravel field with 7.68 cubic meter, structural concrete of 34.47, reinforced steel deformed grade 40 590.89, reinforcing steel 1,313.44, form and formworks 51.36, floor drain plates 12 sheets, gypsum board on metal frame ceiling 1, fascia board 24.4, wooden doors with a window 1, the lump sum fabrication metal roofing accessories, gauge 26 glassing 17.81, fabrication metal roofing accessories, gauge 24 gutter 6.6, prevented metal sheet long span corrugated above 0.427 37.57, reflective insulation 37.57, unglazed tile 32 square meter, cement plaster finish 164.04 square meter, CHB non-load bearing 12 square meter, CHB load bearing include steel 150 mm 74.52 square meter, lower blocks 2.88 square meter, metal structure 1 lump sum, painting works 164.04 square meter, painting works 220.49 square meter, conduit box and fittings 1, wires and wiring 1, panel boards with main branches, breaker is 1, solar panel with inverter battery and other device 1, and lighting fixture 1. This is construction of water system level 2 at KAYAGA, KABACAN, North Cotabato.
Okay, so that is ano sir, no, for contract ID number 1 for KAYAGA.
Yes.
Okay, so shall we have, so maybe if there's some notifications by and by, we will just see, no, kung mayroon tayong ano dyan. But then, kung may feedback, something additional na ano. Then, may we hear also the project ID number 2?
Yes. This is project ID number 2, construction of water system level 2 at NANGA-AN, KABACAN, North Cotabato, at located Barangay NANGA-AN, KABACAN. Appropriation of 10 million with the calendar days of 150 calendar days. Project description, complete construction of level 2 solar water system, 1 unit submersible multi-stage deep well pump including electrical, wiring, control, and all necessary accessories. 1 unit of 20,000 liter capacity steel water tank on top of 10 meter water tower. 1 unit of 5 meter by 4 meter 3 by 3.74 powerhouse, 12 units top stamp, and 2 GI faucet each top stamp. We have EO of 45%.
Pansin, pag-isip na lang yung dispenser sa kapila.
Yes. Ito yung ano, yung NANGA-AN, pati yung KAYAGA is the same lang siya, ma'am. The same lang.
The same total
Calendar
calendar
days.
for the implementation. No?
Yes.
And then you have the same cost,
The same item.
the same item. Yeah. So, that done already,
Yes.
sir? So I think we have laid down from the planning and design engineer about the details of those 2 contract IDs. So is there anything that you would like to from the observers? Anything that sir, your observation, you can to us, also address it to us
Sa kaya yung mga stock fund.
sa KAYAGA. Sa KAYAGA.
Matigas naman yung lupa naman. Matigas naman yung lupa. Tapos yung meron natin so yung water tower, water system natin so is naka-structure analysis na siya. Yes.
So
Except in Manchester sa lupa.
okay, so pasok pa rin siya doon sa ating specification.
Yes.
So satisfied na sir? Anything pa observation na para maano natin before we are going to hear from the procurement some further instructions?
About doon sa eligibility requirements, wala na kayong question.
Yes sir.
Okay na.
Sa eligibility natin sir, sa PGMs. Opo, sa bagay na meron tayo din dyan na further ano na yun. So, Ma'am Tin, okay naman lahat Ma'am Tin, no?
So
Sa
far
budget
naman
natin
po,
ba?
yes ma'am. May ano na po, may funds na po siya through LAE.
Okay.
So, yun na po. We are waiting na lang sa mga documents. Ma-recording po natin.
Okay, sige. So, in as much that parang ang konting observation has already been addressed, so may we hear from the additional instructions, yung question kanina ni Sir Nas, parang maidagdag na rin dyan ng clarification. So may we hear from Engineer Alex P. Igaran?
Okay, good morning, Ma'am So, being the Vice Chair, Presiding Officer, members from PWG, website, visitors, observers. Good morning. So, I am here to have some additional announcements and instructions. So, the documents deadline of submission is specifically on November 6 2024, which is the date of the bid opening at exactly 10 a.m. in the morning. And afterwards, the conduct of bid opening will start. So, pag nag-abot na po ng 10 o'clock ng umaga, close na po yung submission ng bid documents natin. So, as much as possible, prior to pre-bid conference or bid opening na tinakandak po ngayon, make sure that the participating leaders have already certified their intent with their request for expression of interest or the BRGY, formerly known as the letter of intent, submitted to our office before they will be conducting a joint ocular inspection and be issued with a bid tender from the procurement unit and an order of payment from the finance section. So, yun po siya. So, kung nag-intent na po kayo, may request for expression of interest, so kailangan nyo na rin bumili ng docs para at least makita nyo na yung mga doon, makasimula rin kayo. Then, kailangan nyo rin magbayad ng order of payment dun sa finance section. For participating bidders, they need to conduct a joint ocular inspection with DPWH personnel in the proposed site for them to validate the said location with comparison to the plan and PAO, and to submit afterwards an affidavit of site inspection duly notarized. Okay, take note lang po, especially may mga observers tayo dito. So, aside doon sa certification ng PAL na i-issue ng opisina na nagkanda kayo ng joint ocular inspection, there should be an affidavit of site inspection duly notarized. So that's why we end up with after 10 o'clock, close na yung submission of the documents because processing of CWA electronic eligibility will be simultaneously done. No? So right after 10 o'clock, pa-process ka agad doon sa CWA electronic eligibility yung mga participating bidders kung nag-qualify, may mga subject for disqualification, ganun, or may mga nag-expired sa mga particulars. Then, late submission of bid documents will no longer be accepted and considered in a three-strike policy. Once na nagkaroon na po tayo ng order of payment, na tayo, tapos nagkaroon tayo ng order of payment, na-issue na. So, yun siya ang isa sa mga grounds ng three-strike policy. Three-strike policy will be imposed as per RA 9184 and PWG post-qualification evaluation. So, yung pangalawa is habitual withdrawal of bid documents after submission. So, submit na, pero nag-withdraw without valid reason. So, magiging grounds na rin siya ng three-strike policy. Another is disparity or spurious documents submitted, meaning the submitted documents which are erroneous, like the quantity, the project title, or description of items of work, as compared on posted ITB. So, pag erroneous or hindi na nasunod yung na-post natin doon sa PhilJeps, so may mga disparity na. So, another ground for three-strike policy. So, in the enhanced guidelines on three-strike policy as per DEO 28, series of 2024, ang effectivity po nito is for 22-2024. These are the following grounds for three-strike policy as follows. Ito yung patently insufficient bid. So, nabanggit ko na yung una, yung withdrawal, na intent na may order of payment na. Tapos yung pangalawa is yung habitual withdrawal. So, yun siya. Ang pangatlo is submission of patently insufficient bid. Ano itong patently insufficient bid? Patently insufficient bid refers to a bid that fails to include or comply with certain mandatory requirements. So, during eligibility screening, andun yung submission of an expired certificate of PhilJeps or Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System registration, it should be platinum membership. So, a certificate of PhilJeps certification containing an expired Class A legal and financial documents as determined during the eligibility screening is ground for disqualification as well as three-strike. Okay, strikeable offense. Failure to include certificate of employment, contract agreement among permanent personnel and staff of the firm, and curriculum vitae identification of eligibility and shortlisting, which are evaluated during the shortlisting, especially if this is a consulting services projects. Yun yung siya sa during eligibility screening. During bid evaluation naman, failure to submit required bid forms as outlined in Annex C, detailing the complete list of required bid forms. So pag nag-failure tayo na kung ano yung nakapaloob doon sa outline Annex C during the complete list of required May checklist po tayo. Kung hindi natin na-submit, especially sa before, another ground for 3 strike yun. Yung kapit yung insufficient siya na below. Submission of incomplete, insufficient, or defective documents due to the non-inclusion or omission of mandatory provisions and statements for the required bid forms as per ANSI outlining the mandatory provisions of required forms. Strike din yun. Submission of an authorized bid securing declaration, BSD, an omnibus sworn statement, and joint venture agreement or statement from all the potential joint venture partners. So, isa rin yun. No? Omnibus sworn statement, doon talaga yung pinaka-importante at saka na-authorize dapat siya. Kasi ito yung magpapatunay na nag-comply kayo doon sa verify. Naka-authorize siya. Pati yung BSD, yung bid securing declaration natin. Submission of the bid form, price schedules, bid securing declaration, omnibus sworn statement, and joint venture agreements without the name, legal capacity, and signature of the bidder or its authorized representative. That's why we keep on reminding the participating bidders, don't forget to affix your signatures in every pages of the document. So, klaro po yun. Nomination of key personnel of professional different from what is required by the bidding documents. So, meaning, hindi na nagtugma. So, another grounds for this strike. Failure to submit proof of ownership, lease, or purchase agreement of leased equipment. So, klaro po yun. So, what is required, yun po ang comply natin, at saka dapat mapatunayan natin through sa attachments na nilagay natin. Failure to submit the required certification of key personnel as per DEO 9 series of 2012, or in the case of consulting services projects, failures to submit certification as required by the TOR. So, dun sa civil works, andun talaga nag-follow si DEO 9 series of 2012. So, importante siya ang document. So, kung nag-fail tayo doon, hindi lang sa disqualification, at the same time, strike. Failure to comply with the required minimum number of key personnel and equipment as stated in the bidding documents. May instruction to bidders tayo nakalagay doon. So, kung ano yung nire-require, dapat ma-comply natin. So, kung fail natin yun, strikeable offense. So, yun siya yung during sa bid evaluation. During sa post qualification naman na stage. Participation in bidding for consulting services or goods and services contracts by a bidder whose business type category as indicated in the mere term does not match or unrelated to the contract being bid for as determined during the post qualification process. So may kwando, no? Especially sa goods, kung ano yung line of business mo, dapat covered siya. Hindi siya covered, tapos sinalihan mo pa rin, please like yun. Participation in bidding for infrastructure projects by a bidder whose allowable range of contract cost or ERCC as indicated in the pickup license does not match with the specific requirements of the infrastructure projects being bid for in terms of category, classification, and size ranges. So kung yung category mo is nasa small B pa lang, pero sinalihan mo doon is pang medium A na, or medium A na yung license mo, pang small B, pero dapat nire-require ka doon ng experience. Kasi yung exempted na sa experience, yung small B, kung ang cost din niya is hindi abot ng 30 million. Okay, klaro yun. So the 3 strike policy stipulates that if a bidder commits 3 similar offenses categorized as all other acts that tend to defeat the purpose of competitive bidding, within 1 year period, they will be suspended from participating in procurement activities. Klaro po yun. If a bidder accumulates 3 strikes of the same or similar offenses, the procurement service drafts the department order proposing a suspension and subsequent blacklisting which becomes effective upon the Secretary's approval. So in severe instances, for a bidder accrues more than 2 sets of 3 strike within a year, an escalated penalty may be imposed potentially resulting into 2-year blacklisting. Ang klaro po doon, sa within a year, nakaka-accumulate ka ng straight na dalawang set, meaning dalawang tatlo. So, pahinga ka ng 3 years. Blacklisted ka. Okay? Kung isang strike pa lang siya, i-notify kayo na from this date, pag nag-commit ka pa rin, Yung 1 year period kasi niya is kung kailan mo na-commit yung 3 strike. Doon magsisimula. Hindi yung na sumali tayo ngayon November or October, pagka December 31, pagka January ma-erase na, hindi yung ganun. So 1 year is 1 year. Hindi pwedeng ang 1 year is 3 months. Ha? Ganun yan. So submission of 3 strike report every after determination of lowest calculated bid in the BAC DWG subject for deliberation of the BAC members, and also after post-qualification conducted by the BAC DWG again for deliberation by the BAC members prior to issuance of resolution of award for approval of the whole. So ganun po yung proseso. So furthermore, pag gusto pa rin yung i-clarify regarding sa DEO 28, naka-yan na sa internet natin yan sa DPWH site. So paki-study na lang po. Kung may clarification kayo, refer kayo sa amin. Then baka makapagbigay kami ng dagdag kaalaman. Okay, so let's proceed. Envelopes are composed of 3 sub-envelopes, 2 original documents, and a copy 1. Original is composed of 2 sealed sub-envelopes, the technical and financial documents. So, hiwalay ang technical sa financial. Kasi nga, unang i-open yung technical, pag may na kwando, na-determine doon, pagkatapos ng CWA na electronic eligibility, na hindi pa rin expire pa rin yung physical document, hindi na kami proceed sa financial document. Automatic na yun na DQ at the same time, strike na. Okay? Pero hindi naman lahat ng na-DQ, strikeable. Ano yun? So, depende sa bigat nung na-commit ninyo na offense. 3 copies, 2 original at saka isang copy 1. Copy. The reason is, ang isang original kasi ibibigay namin sa COA. Ang isa sa amin. Yung isa is para sa implementing office construction section. Okay? So, certificate of business registration, particularly on civil works, should be a platinum membership and should not be expired unless otherwise it will result in disqualification and 3 strike offense. List of eligibility documents composed of DTI certificate, year's permit, tax clearance, audited financial statement, and PCAB should be updated. Mababalidate po yan doon sa Annex A ng ating PhilJEPS certificate. So may Annex A doon sa yung PhilJEPS. Yung 5 na yon is makikita doon, may mga valid until. So pag may isa doon na nag-expire, automatic, DQ, and 3 strike. Non-negotiable po yan as per doon sa DO, sa RA 9184. Okay? So, klaro po yun. So, in the case of mayor's permit, especially during early preparation activity, na ikakandak pa lang namin, kasi ang mga project is intended for 2025 projects at wala pang KAA. So, receipt of renewal of the said permit is allowed as proof of renewal, but for other mentioned documents, it is a ground for disqualification once lacking or expired. And at the same time, raise right. So yung mayor's permit is exceptional siya, especially during December. Kasi magtatapos yung validity niya to December 31. So nagpaparenew pa sila. So wala silang matas na original na business permit. Allowed yung proof of renewal, but it doesn't mean na may pinakita na kayo, good na. Kailangan nyo pa rin yan isubmit doon sa central, sa CWA, para i-validate nila. Kasi pag wala doon din, na-found out kayo na expire pa rin, so grounds pa rin yun sa disqualification at saka discharge. Klaro po yun, lecture sa amin during sa NANGA-AN report. So, said proof of renewal should also be submitted in the CWA, ito na yung sinabi ko kanina, for updating. Failure to do so would result to disqualification as per RA 9184 latest seminar. So, nakandak na yun. No? So, photocopy documents should be present during original document. Present their original document to the procurement unit for them to validate and be certified through copy by them also. No? So, yung photocopy ninyo, kailangan pa rin namin yung i-validate yung original. Kasi ito yung magpapatunay na legit itong photocopy ninyo. Saka namin i-CTC. Hindi na yung kayo ang mag-CTC kasi self-serving yan. Found out na yan noon sa COA observation. So hindi kayo ang allowed na mag-CTC kung hindi yung opisina o kung saan nanggaling yung document. yung during sa submission niyo sa bidding documents, bid opening ka lang. So, sa post, bid evaluation at saka sa post pa notification. Evaluation. So, yun siya. So, para masitisin namin, no? So, ano ba yung mga document na yon na hindi naman nyo ibinibigay yung original documents? Like the business or mayor's permit. Hindi naman nyo i-submit yung original. Mapapaiwan talaga sa inyo yun. So, kung photocopy kayo, makita nyo yung original for us to validate, tapos tatakan namin, certified yung copy namin. Okay? Ano pa? PhilJeps, PCAB, tax clearance, audit financial statement, etc. Basta hindi ninyo maibibigay yung original document, meaning gagamitin pa kasi nyo sa ibang mga paninyo. No? So, kailangan ipakita nyo yung original document para i-validate namin sa CTC namin. The firm is not allowed to CTC by itself because it will result in being as self-serving as observed and noted with a COA with part of your findings. So, audited financial statement, kailangan naka-BIR stamp receipt. Kung wala yung BIR stamp receipt, hindi rin siya valid. Okay? For pickup license, contractors under small a and small b will no longer be required as to their experience as long as with the required range and cost not exceeding 30 million. Yun sa small b. So, klaro yun. Documents are properly ear-tagged. Halimbawa, ito yung papel. Dapat nakalagay dito yung ear-tag para si DPWH during sa opening, hindi siya mahirapan. Eh baka ma-miss niya, ma-declare niya na kulang kayo. So para mas madali, mahagilap ni DPWH kung compliant kayo doon sa checklist, dapat naka-ear-tag. Hindi discourage namin yung may table of content, tapos 1, 2, 3, 4, dapat yung letter talaga yung anong particular document para madali. Kasi kung naka ng 1, 2, 3 lang, balikan naman kami sa table of contents, hanapin na naman namin sa matagal. So, lalo pa pag voluminous ang pag-join sa video pinning, maraming projects o contracts. So, kung nakalagay dyan tax clearance, di natin yung tax clearance. Para madali siyang kita. Also, please fasten the document at the left side portion ready for blue binder compilation as per ISO requirements. Hindi kayo bubutas dito sa gilid. Kasi ilalagay namin dyan yung mga blue binder. So kasi kung binutasan nito sa taas, bubutas din kami ulit dito. Ang dami ng butas ng papel ninyo. Kapangit na tingnan. No? So, ganun siya. As per ISO requirement din siya. Then, standard forms should be followed. List of ongoing projects, SNCC, DEO 9, and DEO 58, series of 2012, DEO 11, series of 2017, and other standard forms. Saan ito makikita? Doon sa intranet ng DPWH, sa DPWH websites. May mga downloadable standard forms. Bakit nire-require namin ito yung standard forms na i-adapt? Kasi may mga document code po na nakapaloob doon. Saka na findings na po kami last time, dahil nga doon hindi nakalagay yung tamang document code. So, hindi tayo gagawa-gawa na ng sarili yung format. Sundan natin yung standard format. Okay? So, list of ongoing projects with planned and actual percentage of accomplishment and value of outstanding works. Nakatabulate yan siya, standard forms. Yung pinakadulo, yun yung siya yung value of outstanding works. Ang purpose ng value of outstanding works is to determine kung yung NFCC ba ninyo is tama yung pagka-compute. Kasi yung total ng amount ng value of outstanding works ay gagamitin nun sa formula ng NFCC. Okay? So, what are other requirements or other attachments needed for the ongoing projects? The notice of award, the contract agreement, the NTP. Yan siya. Tapos yung NFCC na. No? So, NFCC actually is part of the checklist na need to comply. Okay? So, pag ma-found out ni TWG na mali yung pagka-compute ninyo sa NFCC is another grounds for strike. Kasi patently insufficient or erroneous. Okay, klaro. So, single largest completed contract naman tayo or SLCC. Ang requirement sa SLCC is related in nature and at least 50% of TDC. So, kung ang ibibid is 10 million, ang 50% nun is 5 million. So, ang i-attach ninyo na single largest completed contract ninyo is 10 million. Ang contract cost. What are the And aside from that, pag sinabing related in nature, kung sinalihan Miss Rose, huwag ka maglagay ng building. Kasi hindi sa related in nature. Klaro yan, very fun. So, explanatory na yan. What are those attachments needed? Final inspection report, certificate of completion, and certificate of final acceptance. Plus, salin nyo na rin lang din yung NOAA, contract agreement, at saka yung DP. Kasi tapos naman yan, completed projects. DO9 and DO58. So, ang DO9 is a certification, no need to notarize. Certification siya na nagpapatunay na nag-pledge kayo ng manpower ninyo. So, ano palagay doon sa DO9? Yung capability ng manpower na i-pledge ninyo. So, kung halimbawa magpalit man kayo, kailangan equivalent or more than. Okay? Sa DO9 and DO58 naman, ito yung kailangan i-notarize kasi yung form niya is naka-sworn and subscribe. So meaning, ito siya is pledge ng manpower at the same time, pledge ng equipment. Okay? Then DO11 is a certification. You need to notarize also. Kasi ito siya yung certification na nanggagaling sa Quality Assurance and Hydrology Division sa region. Na nagpapatunay na mayroon kayong mga aparatos na kakailanganin during sa course of implementation. Na? So, requirement yan, naka-DO yan. For joint venture or joint venture projects, all ongoing projects of both partners ng bidder, the required attachment should be included, while on SLCC, attachments of the partner having the required experience should be included. The same criteria or requirements with sole proprietorship should be complied. GVA or joint venture agreement should also be notarized. So sa all ongoing projects, kung joint venture siya, i-declare ni partner A at saka ni partner B lahat ng all ongoing projects nila. Okay? Pero sa SLCC, single largest completed contract, sino yung favorable doon sa sharing, like 51-49, kung sino yung naka 51%, kanyang SLCC siya ang ilalagay. Okay? Kasi nga, nagpatulong siya kasi hindi pa siya capable. Kaya nagkaroon ng joint venture. Pero yung joint venture agreement nila ay kailangan naka-notarize at saka magkakaroon sila ng special license dahil nga naka-joint venture. Kung ang firm naman is through cooperative, so secretary certificate for participating bidders like the cooperative need to be notarized. Okay? May mga video din tayo na hindi siya yung through sa cooperatives. So, ganun siya. Structural organization. Ito, importante ito. Ano yung mga key personnel dito? Project manager, project engineer, materials engineer, safety officer, and construction foreman. The project manager, project engineer, and materials engineer should be of different person as required in the CWA award. So, hindi pwedeng si PM at saka si PE, isang tao lang. So, magkaiba talaga yung tatlo. Tapos, yung minimum years of experience as posted in the ITB should be at least 5 years experience. So, kung ano yung dineclare nyo doon sa tabulated form ninyo na experience ni key personnel ninyo, dapat mag-coincide doon sa attachments ninyo. Kung nagsabi kayo na 15 years na siya in service or being a project manager or project engineer, mapatunayan dapat doon sa attachments na 15 years. O 15 years yung i-declare ninyo. So, with proof yan siya. Saan siya na-engage? Kailan siya nagsimula? Yun na ang titingnan ng DPWH. So, kakalculate nila, babalidate nila. So, why put your experience for your key personnel more than 5 years kung 5 years na naman ang nire-require? Minimum, as long as nakapasok tayo sa 5 years experience, pasok na tayo doon. Pero kung talagang nag-abot siya ng 20 years, as long as mapatunayan na 20 years din yung kanya sa attachments niya, wala tayong problema doon. Okay? So, do not declare more than na hindi niya mapakantawan doon sa attachment niya. Pero, BRGY ID should be updated. Hindi pwede mag-attach kayo ng BRGY ID na expired na. Kasi hindi siya valid na mag-supervise na walang updated na BRGY ID. Okay? Certificate of accreditation should be updated also sa TB ito, no? Materials engineer. So dapat hindi rin siya expired. TIN of the proprietor and key personnel should be included in this document. Imposible naman walang DIN, yung mga empleyado, no? Kahit yung mga foreman natin, meron yan. Dapat yan. So be sure to provide because those requirements are very vital at hinahanap ni COA. Okay? In cases where MA and PA of the contractor should be replaced during the implementation stage as compared to the early declaration during bid opening, meaning nagpalit kayo ng personnel. Kaya sinabi ko kanina doon sa DEO na ninyo, proper coordination and submission of request letter for change of personnel should be done by the winning contractor to have it evaluated and approved by the office. So hindi pwedeng basta-basta na lang kayo magpalit during sa implementation stage. Kasi pag nagkaroon tayo ng audit, bakit itong tao na ito hindi man ito kasali doon sa DPWH ninyo? Saan yung proof na nagpalit kayo? So yun, tinitingnan yun. No? So, pwede siya rin maging grounds ng restrike. Kasi nga, patently insufficient, napasok pa rin siya doon. Yung declaration mo is iba kasi doon sa akwa. Okay? List of equipment for the contract. Minimum requirements for equipment should be followed with attached clear copy of updated CROR of the vehicle used. Pakakaingat tayo dito kasi may mga nag-doctorate na sa OR ng LTO. Ngayon, mayroon na pong QR code si LTO. So kahit i-doktor natin yung date, malalaman ng DPWH. Kasi scan lang yan siya ng cellphone, ng scanner, mag-reflect doon, lalabas yung totoong date. So, pag na-found out, strikeable offense yan. Okay? And, ano pa ba ang kakaiba doon na falsification of documents? Sir, no? Sir Mike? No? Falsification of documents? Kasi nga, hindi na yung totoong document, binago mo eh. Okay? So, lease contract should also comply with the required attachments. So, kung lease contract siya, kasi nga wala naman kayong own, kailangan pa rin yung ORCR. Kasi ang purpose noon is, tatakbo ba yung na-lease ninyo kung paso naman yung listo niya? Hindi. So, kung hindi siya magagamit sa project. At malipit yung purpose na gagamitin siya sa project. Claro. So, it should also be a clear copy. Para hindi na mahirapan si DPWH na laruhin yung mga details doon. As much as possible, only required equipment or tools in the list of minimum requirements for equipments as posted should be included in complying with said requirements to avoid confusion on the part of DPWH. Huwag natin pahirapan si DPWH. Kasi hindi naman ito padamihan ng equipment. Ang kailangan lang natin is makakomply doon sa minimum requirements. Tapos na tayo doon. Okay? So, financial documents, the VOQ as posted should be followed. The item number, the description, and quantity. Pag hindi natin nasundan, strike siya. Okay, may disparity na or spurious documents. Okay? Notices will be sent through email and courier if there were notice of ineligibility immediately since we were required by the COA to submit the contract documents with a prescribed time. So, pag nagkaroon ng notice of ineligibility, papadala namin kayo, inform ninyo na ineligible kayo. Then you have certain time to respond. Pag lumampas na kayo doon, meaning nag-wake na kayo, so hindi na kayo interesado. So automatic na wala na. Dito na. Post-qualification requirements should be submitted within 5 calendar days after an issuance of notice of those calculated fee. Itong 5 calendar days, dapat ma-comply ito kasi nagsasubmit kami ng pre-strike report. Ngayon, pag hindi kayo nakapagbigay within 5 calendar days, consider na yung document ninyo is hindi na siya valid. Kasi may mga instances na during sa bid opening, about to expire yung ibang mga document ninyo. Pagdating na sa post-qualification, expired na siya. Saan yung pan ngayon na nag-update kayo? Kasi kung wala, so bronze yun siya. No? Kasi like for example, may mga validity doon na expire na hindi naman talaga makapangsyon na si equipment niyo dahil na-expire na. Eh wala naman kayo napapakita sa amin na naka-renew kayo. So, ang iisipin namin na hindi na magagamit yung equipment na yun kasi expire nga. Even yung personnel, pag expire na rin yung PRC ID niya. So, meaning, yung si key personnel na yun, hindi na siya functional doon sa dapat niya na trabahuin kasi nga expired yung license niya. So, ganun siya. So, within 5 calendar days, dapat masubmit na sa amin pag nabigyan na kayo ng notice of your calculated fee. Okay? Kasi isasalang kayo sa post-qualification. Sa post-qualification, dalawa yan siya. Una is, titingnan yung mga document ninyo. Pangalawa is, i-validate actual doon sa field, yung personnel, at saka yung equipment ninyo na next. Okay? So, hindi lang yan basta sa document lang ha. Titingnan na, pupunta si DPWH doon para mag-validate. So, klaro yun. So, kung nag-pledge kayo, siguruhin nyo na andun talaga sa site o andun talaga sa inyo yung mga i-pledge ninyo. So, no requirements to be submitted within 10 days as required. So, pag may resolution of award, mag-set na kami ng mga no requirements, kailangan within 10 days, pa-comply na rin natin para ma-award sa inyo yung project kung kayo ang nanalo. Bid bulletin or bid bulletins will be issued in some instances where there were clarification and changes in the schedule of bid opening. And a supplemental bid bulletin or bid bulletins will be issued for any amendments on posted ITV, particularly on some changes in the items or item of work, description and quantity or inclusion of any item or items of work as compared with the previously posted. So, kaya ito ngayon, nagkaroon tayo ng pre-bid, may clarification tayo, nag-post na kami. Ngayon, may kailangan palang ayusin pa doon. Kasi may nakita na parang kinulang si quantity or may kailangan i-include pa na item. Ito yung tamang panahon na i-raise niyo siya para si planning na gumawa ng DOW, ma-review niya, at saka si planning kailangan mag-submit sa amin within 10 calendar days prior sa bid opening para ma-adjust namin yung mga ipopost namin ulit na supplemental bid bulletin. Kasi kailangan maipasok siya 7 days prior to bid opening. Okay? So, yun siya. Then, encouraging the participating bidders to please visit the website where we posted our bidding documents, particularly in the PLGEPs, and DPWH websites for you to check possible changes in the item. So, hindi lang kayong mag-asa na i-inform kayo, notify ng opisina. Andun yan sa website. So, kailangan nyo rin magsikap na din doon, mag-monitor. No? Kasi yun man ang role ni participating bidders. Description or quantity, even for possible changes or schedule of procurement activity. So, ano yan na. Okay? And finally, doon sa sand and gravel or sand tax should be collected in the final payment as per requirement. Ito yung sa concern ni construction section. Kasi nga, kailangan nyo rin ng clearance doon sa sand and gravel tax. So, parati rin binabalik-balik ito during sa mga coordination meeting, contractors meeting, construction. Okay? So far, kung may idadagdag pa si construction, si quality assurance section, additional announcements, or si PWG, Technical Working Group. So, maaaring na-raise namin. Yun na po sa part na.
Thank you so much, Sir Alex, for that very good information and instruction. May have baka may additional na sa atin sa back members, sir. Meron kayong or sa TWG natin, sir, meron kayong ibang informative Yes, sir. Anyway, kung halimbawa naman wala, sir, our dear observers, you are free to go with us, gaya ng sinabi ni Sir Alex, you are free to coordinate with us every now and then. Before the date of the bidding, which will be on November 6, sir. So,
after sa November 6, wala na attachment si procurement.
Ay,
Except lang sa compliance niyo sa
oo.
post-qua at saka yung sa notice, requirements.
So, yun lang. On or before that November 6, feel free to coordinate sa amin.
And even doon sa mga viewers natin,
yes. So, at the same time, in particular, sa ating mga who are also with us online, November 6 po yun, itong sa dalawang contract ID natin, projects, underwater supply. So these are all civil works. Feel free to visit also o visit dito sa procurement, and kung meron kayong additional na mga katanungan kung sa program of works o kung meron pang feel free doon sa planning and design natin sa mga engineers natin. And kung man sa construction din. Pero more on sa planning at saka sa procurement momentarily.
Ay ma'am, before mag-end pala tayo, I'd like to add up pala yung dun sa requirements ng mga PE. Kung DEO 118 pa yun at saka DEO 119. Yung requirement natin na may accreditation na CPE
Oo.
ng contractor.
So,
may
yun
P1
ang
at saka
bago
P2.
natin, no?
Yes, ma'am.
Starting July 1.
So,
Ano,
isa yun sa
kailan yung
titingnan.
sir nag-start?
July 1. sir.
July 1.
Yes po.
Isa yun sa titingnan ni DPWH during sa
Tingnan nyo na yun, sir. Yung sa inyo na site, sa
project
contractor
engineers
side.
accreditation. Kasi dati hindi lang. Ngayon, ang PPE may requirement na.
So,
Then,
yun ang enhanced.
Also, may DEO tayo sa 110 manata yun siya na yung ISO requirements din sa contractor side. So, nire-require na rin
So,
siya
pero
depende sa category
yung
ng
sa ISO,
yes,
ah,
ISO. Dapat ISO,
accredited
ISO
sila.
certified na rin si contractor. May mga specific yun siya na kung anong category siya na bilong.
so
Anong
tingnan
year
nyo
yung
na lang din yun,
activity
sir.
Pakinggan na lang. Coordinate na lang kayo sa construction. Meron yan sila.
For that.
Sa PE at saka yung sa ISO requirements.
Sige, sir. Anyway, you still have a lot of time, 10 calendar days for you to prepare also on your side. Sige. So I think we are already done. There has been no queries at all and everything has been laid down. We will make a move to motion for the closing of this rebid con. Sir Nas?
I hope to close it.
Okay, so it has been moved by Sir Nas for the motion to have an adjournment of this rebid con. So second emotion, Sir Michael Joan Ines did the second emotion. So thank you for your good participation, back members, TWG and the Secretariat, and in particular in our very good observers. Okay.
Thank you. Memang pasti tayo sa
So, okay na tayo, sir. Keep in touch lang, sir.
User.